Nothing like a warm cup of coffee when it's cold. Who am I kidding? Nothing like a warm cup of coffee any day of the year, right? It's been a while, hasn't it? Some of you guys say it's been a minute. Lippy says it's been a while. And you're saying, where are you sitting? Well, this is Lippy's 10 by 20 outdoor building. And it echoes because it's empty as we move forward going back home. But what's left in here is a refrigerator and 3 deep freezes. And you'll see the paint buckets. There's materials here as well as in the loft area of things that we used on the house. You know, you always want to leave the paint so it has the number, so the new owners can then, if they need more, they like the paint, they need to touch up, you know, they don't have to struggle to find out what color. It's sitting there for them. I even left a mole trap. Never used it, couldn't figure it out. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a fire extinguisher. So, they got a nice little building with some materials. But that's not the reason for this video. The reason for this video is we didn't go live last night. It's been a rough week. Temperature fluctuations. And it's a struggle for me, guys. It's really, really a struggle. And only you know, when you physically don't feel your best, it weighs on you. Especially if you are like me, my personality. When I feel physically challenged, my body aches, or I get those splotches from Raynaud's, it makes me even more determined to beat it. And I'll always be like that. But this morning, at 3:30 this morning, I woke up and I had a message. Now, I'm not going to say who this is from, but imagine the person that wrote this. When they hear me repeat this, they'll understand why this video took place. So first and foremost, I want to thank you for this comment. Now, I'm only going to read a summary, okay? We always enjoy your down-to-earth wisdom, sense of humor, and your frankness. You think, what? Well, we had conversation back and forth. I and this couple. About 2 days now. And it all began with an Etsy order to Miss Lippy's Bayou Blends. Purchased them for Christmas gifts. But it was that stood out. And the word frankness. Blunt. That's exactly who I am. Although that's enjoyable for some it can be offensive. It can downright make them angry. And that's okay. That's really okay. Because sometimes if you get angry, it's because you're holding something in your bag that I or anyone else may have touched on. So it's not just about me. It's about anyone that puts out a video. If you tend to get angry about it, and it has substance to it, or something about someone's character, and it upsets you, then that, in my opinion, you've worn those shoes, or you're wearing those shoes. So it made me think, you know, I'm not cooking. I mean, I am cooking, I'm not doing videos. You know, we're living in a pig trail of boxes. Days are very, very long, y'all. We sit and we wait. But sitting and waiting can also be a blessing. That means he's allowing us to rest before we make this enormous final move in life. He's letting us rest because he knows once we get to that destination, rest will come down the road. Because you see, this home that we are attempting to purchase, we haven't purchased it yet. We have to sell this one. So we're calling it the home that we are striving to purchase. It's not a turnkey. We can't just turn the key and move in. It's a home that we're going to make our own. And that's where dreams that we have to come from reality. Baby steps to making it our home. So we rest now to get ready for the work ahead. And I said, well, self, does that anger you? Me, waiting. Yes, because my personality is to jump up and go, you know. And now I'm sitting, which is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. So I'm being tested. I will pass that test. But this is going to be like a catch-up hodgepodge, not cutting the camera off. You're not going to see chopping and dicing. A hodgepodge of catching up to what Lippy's been doing. Sitting. What do you do when you sit? You think. You think about all the things that is happening that you see in other videos, social media, news, the paper. And each one of those things that you read or you see, you visit, all have the same characteristics. A life experience, an opinion. So you say, well, what the hell does that have to do with this video? It has a lot to do with this video. Because this has given me, the sitting has given me the courage to be brutally honest. And I hope this really, really touches home. I'm not coming from an ugly place. I'm not coming from like a fear factor place. I'm coming from Lippy's place, Lippy's mindset. So let's get right into the hodgepodge of what's Lippy been doing. Sitting, watching videos, people getting ready for their fall garden. Hold on. You think about what I just said. People getting ready to fall garden. Then you see another video. People are showing you the food chain has been broken in these stores, shelving in the fall. And you say, what do those two things have to do with each other? What they have to do with each other is those empty shelves that you see in the supermarkets that you have relied on. Let's say for a majority of your food. Then you turn this video on and they're planting their fall garden. You're gonna run out and spend your last dime. Hopefully not, but let's be real. You probably will, in panic. I'm gonna do just like so-and-so. We need to go do this so we can have food, just like so-and-so. And let's say you do that. Let's say the store shelves continuously become more empty. That garden that you planted, that took a lot of your finances, is not feeding you. The two have a lot in common. You took off of a video that you mimicked and you forgot to do your own research. That's what works for Johnny Joe and Betty Sue. They gave you some great techniques. They gave you inspiration. You can't take that away now. Inspiration was awesome in that video. But did you take the time to see if that was going to work with the conditions and the elements and the soil that you're working with? We've all been guilty of that. So not only do you not have food there, you don't have food in these supermarkets. Very much comparable to each other. It's called empty. But what got us to that empty? The tree that everyone's focusing on to put up for our children. It's a time of rejoicing. The tree that we've put up for our children, is it full of treasures underneath? Have you started purchasing those treasures? So the day after those treasures are open, have you looked in your pantry? Do they resemble that garden that you jumped out and did without your research? Does that pantry look like the shelving that you saw in the fall? I'm telling you, it probably does. Seeing where we're at right now, empty, 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 empty. But really, what is empty within us? What is empty? Empty is of lack of knowledge. Jumping in head first instead of feet first. See, that's how I have spent my last few weeks, just thinking about me, okay? I think I was supposed to sit. I think I was supposed to rest my body. Because by doing so, it made me think, what can I do to prevent people, you guys, from constantly seeing failure? Now I'm talking about the ones that beat their head against the pavement going, what did I do wrong? You took some instructions, you took some education, but you didn't follow through. Guess what? That's a good thing. You know why? Because you wasn't a failure by not trying. You were only a failure because you were trying. Now it's up to you to take this opportunity, this crisis that we're all faced with, and say, okay, I'm gonna relook at this. I'm gonna take from Betty Joe and whomever, and I'm gonna take a little from here, a little from there, and I'm gonna make my own. What works for my family with my finances. I'm gonna look at that Christmas tree this year and I'm gonna see, do I have a closet full of treasures already purchased? Make sure you go around the corner and make sure that pantry is 3 times fuller than that closet of treasures. You know why I call them treasures instead of gifts? Because it is a treasure. A gift like that needs to be treasured. We're talking about children. We're not talking about grown folks. Grown folks don't need a big treasure under the tree. Grown folks' treasures should be when they wake up and they look around and they see what their blood, sweat, and tears have done for their family. Because it's not about gift giving right now. If you want to give something, give your time. Take the time to help someone. If you have extra, take the time and go share it with someone. And I'll say this. What really got me on my hodgepodge of, some may call it a rant, It's not a rant. I'm hoping to light this up in someone. I watched a video this morning. A young man, 20s. It was about a 7.5-minute video. He stood there of what he was working on. A matter of fact, I'm just going to tell y'all. It's Mr. William, and he's with Pasture Farms. He was talking about cover crops. But it wasn't the cover crops that he was planting. It was how this young man stood there, strong and confident, and took the time to explain the purpose of that. He didn't say, okay, I'm gonna throw cover crops because I got to amend the soil, and then I'm gonna cut it down, and then I'm gonna allow the natural, let me use the word that he used. I can't. It's too big for Lippy. It's nitrogen, y'all, okay? Nitrogen. But the point being is, he didn't just say, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that. This young fella stood there and broke it down for any level of education could understand and comprehend. He gave me a little bit of knowledge. Yes, I knew exactly what he was doing, but there was a part in there that I was like, oh. Yeah, Lippy can say oh. I say oh every day of my life. That's what gives me confidence, because I'm still learning and I'm proud of it. But this young man impressed me. It wasn't just like any other video, and I'm not putting videos down, but I'm as guilty too. We do a task, but we forget to stop and explain why we're doing it. We forget times to say, this is working here in my elements, in my zone. You can take this, but you're gonna have to tweak it to fit your elements, tweak it to fit your zone. So then we go back to the little statement. Blunt, wisdom, and humor. I don't think there's ever been a person that described me to the T in 3 words. I mean, I actually read it and I was like, yes, yes, and yes. You know, because we always have to sit back and say, okay, if I had to write about myself, what is the 5 things I know about myself? It is a struggle. I've tried it. I want y'all to try it. Write it down and be like, hey, honey, what do you like about me? Can we describe it to ourselves? No. But I tell you what, this couple did. And I want to thank you for that. Because without that compliment, that got me thinking, why am I just sitting and not fellowshipping? I'm only here in a channel sense, guys, because of you. Because of you. So why must I just go off radar because I have nothing to share? Obviously, I do have something to share. And I missed it. I missed what you guys were telling me for 3-4 weeks. You all were telling me it doesn't matter. Turn the camera on. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter if you have marks up and down your body. It doesn't matter. I got it now. You see, I got it. So this hodgepodge of turning the camera on and just talking with y'all, it's just a hodgepodge. It's just me sitting here. I've had too much thinking, too much time on my hands, and I needed to get it out. And I only touched on the surface of what my eyes, my ears, are seeing and hearing. I speak for myself. I don't speak for any of y'all. So if I insulted you comparing Christmas treasures to pantry goods, I apologize. But this is the time that we have to say, okay, it's real. Things are changing. Things are happening. The things that we read about, the conspiracy theories we read about, heard about a year ago, 2 years ago, they've come to fruition. So what I want many of you to do is stop and take a breath. Think about the next step you're about to do. Don't go pull a video out. Okay, it's fall planning. We got to do this. Hold your horses. Take a breath. Is this something you can achieve? Can you dedicate yourself right now at this moment and achieve it to benefit you? I think I would start small. And I think I would hit the supermarkets if that's how you have always provided. And I think I'd go through there and I'd get all the staple goods that my pocketbook could afford. Staple goods, I said. At least you'll have something to eat. And if that little bitty fall garden produces, that's a lagniappe. You pass up the blocks, the video games. You need to not even go to that section in the store. Now, I don't buy toys, but I did go to a store last week. Was it? Today's Saturday. It was Monday. I think it was Monday. It's almost a week ago. And we went, Buddy and I went 2 different ways. It was Walmart. I'll just tell y'all. I don't go to town. And if I do, I sit in the car. I ride. That's just what I do. But he's like, you want to get out? I was like, yeah, I'm going to get out. So I had my buggy. Some call carts. It's Lippy's buggy, okay? And I don't know where I'm at. I don't know the store. So I cut over. My Lord, they had clothes after clothes. There was, now I don't know what's in or what's not in, but the toys was full. So then I end up by the laundry, you know, where you get the laundry soap and all that. There was some, yeah. But they were squished, like you get choice of 3 instead of 6. And it clicked, I was like, oh crap. What I'm seeing on video, it's happening, okay? I don't go into a store, I'm not a shopper. I'm kind of a prepper, okay? If that's the word I'm supposed to come up with, I'm kind of a prepper. So I'm not the one that gets to go to the grocery store and spend $200-300 a week. That's just not me. But I'm glad that I went in, because as you went towards nourishment, you went from clothes to fun to hygiene. Whoop, well, let's go into the food. Holy crap is the only word I can come up with. I was like, shit. But then I started looking at what was empty. It was direction food. You know what I call it? You know what that direction food is? You buy it and you read the directions and you cook it according to the package. You go around, you find produce, dry goods and produce. It wasn't a lot, but it was a hell of a lot more than the 2 aisles over that has direction food. You don't need to follow directions to put a meal on the table. Just saying. But I did finally get to see what everyone has been talking about with my own eyes, okay? I did. Well, then that led me to go around some more in that store. And this Walmart's pretty damn big, or either it's grown in my mind because I don't go there. Literally, I do not go, y'all. And it scared me because I saw what was being offered. The pretty Christmas sweaters and the scarves and the toys and... Okay, so I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna have the prettiest Christmas scarf, the prettiest sweater, the new jackets. Oh, and then bubble jackets are coming back. I'm just saying, y'all don't be going for that. Now, that needs to be left way in the back. But bubble jackets are coming back in. This old woman ain't wearing no space suit. But I was thinking, and I got mad because I was like, hold up a minute. I'm gonna sit at Christmas, and I'm using Christmas because that's what they're celebrating now. Frost ain't hit the pumpkin's butt. We haven't give thanks with the turkey on the platter, but we got Christmas. And I got so mad because I love Christmas, but I love Thanksgiving too. If you don't know what the difference between the two is, Google it. Thanksgiving's my favorite. Just saying. But I love Christmas. But I was like, okay, I'm sitting here. I'm going to have the prettiest outfit there is. I got a bunch of toys right here to give the grandbabies. And we're going to eat a bologna sandwich, and that's if we're lucky. You see what I'm saying? We're all freaking guilty because we all made this happen. Yeah, I just probably lost more subscribers. That's all right. I've lost 30. I don't mind losing 30 more. When I said this, I will repeat it. We all are at fault for this. Not directly, but indirectly, okay? We live in the greatest lands in the world. And we all got caught, we all got caught up. And we didn't pay attention to the signs. And you see, when I say we, I mean we. I'm not pointing, I'm saying we. Well, those signs was there, and we had blinders on, okay? We're looking straight. We don't want to do this. Life's too good. We're rolling. Y'all, we just went from a pavement to mud riding and hope we don't get in a mud hole and sink. I'm not going to sink, and I'm not going to let y'all sink. Because at the end of this, I want this to be an encouragement. All I did was just throw it out there, kind of like tossing a cover crop, as Mr. William would say. That's all I did. I throwed it out there. I gave y'all a cover crop. Now, you're probably going to comment and say, I think the same way. But y'all, what if I just reached a few that didn't see a comparison, that didn't see a different view, that didn't hear a different opinion? Then I think we just won today. Because that one person is going to share that now in knowledge that they are getting to someone else, to someone else. So you see the chain of knowledge. What more can we give to our fellow man? Our time and our knowledge. We ain't gonna turn a camera on and let you see just what we want you to see. That's the ones I get off of real quick. Because see, I don't do a lot of videos showing my garden. Y'all seen my last video? I had the camera turned backwards. Come on. Y'all are looking at my chest. And I'm talking about my tomato blooms. So what do? I laugh at myself and I make a blooper. Because I get those emails too. I want to see what you do daily. I want to see this and I want to see that. Some things I will share. Some things I'm just going to tell you I'm just not going to share. Has nothing to do with me trying to be this private individual. But I think there's a fine line between sharing and keeping some things personal. But what I never will do is lie. Never ever will I lie to you. Never ever will I take from you. Because the purpose of my YouTube channel is what? Just to be Lippy. That's it, just to be Lippy. So, what wisdom I have, I share. What funny story I have, you laugh. And the frankness of my tone comes from here. When I get excited and I get passionate about something and it comes across harsh, it's not harsh. It's because I am committed just to give you a different perspective. That's all it is. I'm not going to sing the same popular tune like a damn broken record. No. Because the tunes in my head, they change hourly, not daily, not hourly. I have an arsenal of genres. But those genres define who I am. And in return, if I see something going south, I'm going to tell you to pull your reins back, slow it down, stop, and ask yourself, or were you the follower? Probably you was. Take this, make it your own. Do not just follow someone. And then you have failure. It's not their fault. So why, I don't know. Give me some stores. Michael's. There's another one out there. You know, where you get all the pretty stuff at Christmas time, and so-and-so got 40% off, and oh, I want to have that too because I think it's so cute. Go check your pantry first. So I guess my hodgepodge is over. Probably none of this made any damn sense. None of it. But it made me feel good because I've missed y'all. You know? Can't bring you into the kitchen. Well, I guess I could. I have one pot and a skillet. I mean, who the hell packs everything? Me. But what I can do is sit in my shed and just talk. And that's really all I've done is talk. It's kind of like, you know, I bring you in, get a cup of coffee, a slice of pie or cake. I don't have neither one of those. Y'all can have some saltine crackers. And we just fellowship. You know, so I love y'all. I respect each and every one of you. And please understand, I'm going to get back to where I was. It just can't happen in Kentucky. That's all, folks. I'm just going to leave it like that. It just can't happen here. But what I can do is still stay in this shed for another, I don't know, 12 more days. And just turn the camera on and BS with y'all. But know that I am just an email away. That's all. I'm just an email away. God bless.